Hi guys, my name is Sam if you are new to my channel. If you are not new and you're just coming back to watch this video, thank you, I love you, how are you? Today I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup routine. I will preface this every day. I hate that title really just because I feel different every day. Is this making sense? Take a shot every time I say every day. Also, I did dye my hair if you're curious about that, and it looks darker. I did dye it darker. Don't you hate when you forget to wet your beauty blender and you have to get up, walk all the way to the bathroom to wet it? So the only thing I have on my face right now is moisturizer. This is the Cetaphil one. For all skin type. Next, I'm going to go in with my YSL Touche Éclat. I always feel like I butcher this. I tried this first in my, that's a lot. I tried this first in my, what was it, First Impressions video. It was a sample from Sephora, and it's actually a decently good size sample, and I actually really like it. It is super expensive, so I don't know if I would repurchase it. So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put on this little Vaseline Rosy Lips Guy. It's very tiny. It's like the mini kind. I'm in love with this. Someone actually suggested that I do like a favorites video, but not just, I guess, makeup, kind of my favorites of anything, like music, clothes, whatever, and I absolutely love that idea, but that's just gonna take a little bit to kind of compile my favorite things. I was also thinking maybe this weekend doing a challenge video with my boyfriend Chris. So now I'm using, oh my gosh, it doesn't want to be used. Now I'm using Benefit's Professional Primer. This is the sample size. I only use about a pea-sized amount, and even that's kind of a lot too. I put on a lot of priming type of thing, like type stuff, so be aware of that. You don't have to, obviously. Next, I am taking the Becca Poreless Priming Ever Matte. I also tried this out in my First Impressions video. This is great for oily skin. I don't take that much though. I've kind of found that if you take too much, it messes with your foundation. So I only take a little bit, not even a pea-size amount. There's like a little crusties on it. And I just put it where I get like the absolute oiliest. I have literally no idea what I'm saying, so I hope this makes sense at all. Now, our base is finally done. I'm done using products. I used the moisturizer, I used the YSL, I used Benefit Professional, and I used the Becca Evermatte. So 4 things, well, and the Vaseline. So now finally, we are going, I have usually, let's just try this one more time. Usually my skin is pretty even and nice, so I won't do concealer first, but I've been picking at some of my pimples, which I don't recommend, and these are like what was underneath the scabs. Like I've already picked at them, they've scabbed over, and I picked off the scabs, so it's still a little red underneath, still needs to heal. So when I have stuff like that, or if you have acne scars just naturally, I will go in with concealer first before I do foundation. Usually I would not do this, but I don't have a concealer that is the same shade as my foundation. So if I went in with this after I put on foundation, I would have like whiter spots down here, which would look weird. And the foundation doesn't really cover them all the way. So I have to do the concealer first, and then I'll put my foundation over, if that makes any sense at all. And while I'm here, I will do under my eyes. I just realized I did not even tell you guys what I'm using for concealer. I mean, I'm sure you saw and everyone knows, but I am using Tarte Shape Tape, and I use the color light medium. Now I'm gonna go in with foundation. I'm using Too Faced Born This Way. I have just recently started trying this out, and I love, love, love it. And I am in the shade Golden. I could have gone a shade lighter, I would say, but thankfully this foundation doesn't oxidize, so even though it is like a little too dark for me when I put it on, it doesn't get even darker and worse. And plus I found once I put on my setting powder, it kind of lightens up my face anyways. So it is kind of dark, but it works. Everything will work out. Especially now that my hair's darker, it doesn't look as odd. And I know I'll be getting tanner this summer, so I also don't use a lot. So just for this side of my face, I only used maybe half of a pump. Also, don't forget your ears and to kind of go into your hairline a little bit so you don't look like you got a mask on, down the jawline, a little on the neck. So I don't need to use a lot of this at all. I use half of a pump, maybe like a fourth, honestly, per side of my face, and it works out perfectly. So I probably use about a half of a pump for my entire face. I go over my nose very, very lightly just because I do get the oiliest there, and I'm constantly like blotting it or wiping it off. And when I have a ton of makeup on my nose and I'm blotting it, it just completely wipes it all off. It makes me look crazy. So just using a little bit. Yeah, so that's a tip. If you're always blotting one certain area, try not to put as much makeup on that area. I'm going to go into setting powder. I use the Airspun Coty in Naturally Neutral. I didn't know these really had colors to them. I thought that it was just they only made a translucent one, but I guess not. So this is Naturally Neutral. I don't even know if that is translucent. Maybe that's why it lightens this so much. And then I take a little more, I put it right on my nose and where I go. Super oily. I am going to be using my Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. So dark chocolate is the darkest color that they have, and I have to use a very, very light hand with this just because I am not super, super dark. I go back and forth. I maybe should have gotten the milk chocolate. I'm pretty sure that's the middle shade. I maybe should have gotten that, but I do really like the undertone this has, and if I use a very light hand, it does work out. But it's not like a type of bronzer where I can really swirl it around and put on my face because it'll be very, very dark on me. So when I say a little bit, like, I mean, here's the pan, here's my brush, I literally go, and I go, and I blow most of it off. And then I can use it. Okay. And I go under the jaw. Oh my God. Next I'm gonna go in with Hoola bronzer. This is like the mini trial sample. I got it for free when I went to Benefit last week. I was gonna repurchase the full size one, but they said that they would give me a free sample of this. So I figured I might as well just use the sample up and then I'll repurchase the full size one. But I'm going to take my little Hoola bronzer, put some dabs, dab in it. Oh my God, I'm cutting that out. There's no way I'm leaving that in the video. I am so embarrassing. And then I'm gonna really contour with this and get more precise right under there. More in the hairline because I have a very wide face this way, especially now that Mama's a lot thicker than she normally is and needs to get her booty in the gym. But I have a face that's more wide this way than this way. I feel like you can't really tell on camera, but especially when I smile or in pictures, I have like chubbier cheeks and it's really wide this way. So I like to really contour right here on the sides of my face. Like I'll bring it in to like the tip of my eyebrow to really contour this a lot just so it slims my face a little bit. And then I do use this on my nose really quick. I don't really contour my nose, But again, I feel like it looks odd when I don't put this on. Put this on my eyelids, like in the crease, because for everyday makeup, I don't do eyeshadow. That's only like special occasions. So this will give you a little bit of a crease color and make it look a little more cohesive. I'm gonna go in with blush. I still use the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. I love this. I'm really not a blush person, but I do like this blush. So I don't really try blushes out often just because, like I said, I don't really like them. So it's either this or no blush. So I just use this. And I don't like to put it right here on the apples of my cheeks. I know some people love to just like do that. I'm not a fan. I put it right above and kind of into where I put my bronzer. This is just where I like my blush. I have strayed a little bit. I feel very sad about this, but I have strayed a little bit from highlight and using highlight. I just feel like since I'm such an oily person, it kind of makes me look more oily than I am when I do start getting oily and my oils do start breaking through. If I'm going out or I'm going somewhere special, I will use highlight, but on an everyday basis, I don't use highlight anymore. It just really makes me look so incredibly oily when I'm not. But I found that the luminosity of the blush really almost makes it look like I have a little bit of a highlight, and then once my oils start peeking through a little bit, it does look like a normal highlight. So I kind of leave that alone. I don't want to enhance that. So face is done. Now I'm going to move on to brows. This is the best brow hack that I have ever found yet, until something new comes along. But I'm gonna use the Benefit Gimme Brow. It'll focus. This is in the shade 4. I think it goes up to 5 or 6, I'm pretty sure. Maybe there's more, I don't know. But it's just a shade 4. It doesn't have like a name to it, it's just 4. And what I'll do is I take this first and I'll go through my brows and I'll try to put as much product in it with just this as I can. And I love using this now because it makes them look so much more natural. So I did as much as I possibly could with this. Now I'm gonna go in with a brow pencil. This is Brow Precise Micro Crayon from Maybelline. I actually really like this, but I will advise a light hand with this. So I'm gonna go in and make very tiny adjustments, I guess, to what I already have and just fill in basically the outside more. So now I'm gonna use the e.l.f. eyebrow, and it says it's for eyelashes to prime them. I don't use the clear gel for the eyelashes. I also use that side for my brows. So it's kind of nice. It's like double the product for your brows, and it's like $3, I think. We are just gonna move on to the eyes super quick. I use the NYX Matte Liquid Liner that looks like this. This is not a felt tip, it's a brush tip. I'm only gonna do a like thin line, not super thin obviously, but pretty basic. Like so. I flicked it out a little at the end, but I don't do a wing every day, especially when I'm rushing before work. I don't have time for that. Okay, so now that my liner is on, like I said, just little flicks at the end, just so it didn't abruptly stop, but definitely not a wing. Now I'm going to go in with Great Lash by Maybelline. This is the Lots of Lashes one. I've actually really been liking this. I do a bunch of coats of this because you really need to build it up, I feel. I do a lot of thinner coats. I don't actually wear lashes every day, especially during the summer. I feel like it's a lot. It's the new me, what can I say? We have better brows and we're not wearing fake lashes. Last and the final step of this is my Urban Decay De-Slick Oil Control Setting Spray. I love this stuff. So now that that is mostly dry, this is the completed look. It is not that many products in actuality. It is a lot of primer. I do prime, but you can obviously skip that. It is a good rule of thumb to try to wear as little as possible the hotter it gets, just because it will go crazy on your face. But if you are one of the lucky unicorn type human beings where you could wear a ton of makeup and it will not slide around no matter how much heat you're in, tell me your ways. Do you have secrets? Do you do witchcraft? Let me know. I'm down for anything. Is it crystals? Is it a spell book? Do you have a broom? I'm down for it. Just let me know. I also don't put anything on my lips except for, like I said, this chapstick. I have 3 of these now. A color that I really like, that I guess I'll share with you guys, that I only ever keep in my purse, is it's this Essence lipstick that I got at Ulta. I think they only carry it in Ulta, and it's in the shade 5 Cool Nude. It looks like this. I absolutely love, love, love this lipstick, just because, I guess I'll put it on to show you guys. It's very lightweight, very sheer, and I think it's a perfect color, at least for me and my skin tone and my shade, because it wears off very evenly. So this is what it looks like on my lips and my skin tone. That is it for this video. You guys requested it, so I did it. I hope you enjoyed it. I am always taking suggestions for more videos, although I do have a couple fun ideas, like I said in the beginning, up my sleeve. Also have one video that I have not edited and I filmed a decent amount of time ago, and it's a hairstyles video. So let me know if you even want that, because it's been so long that if you guys don't really want it, I won't really bother editing it. So if you like this video, please subscribe below, like this video, turn on the notification bell, comment any other suggestions you have. I love hearing your guys' suggestions, because some of them are things I would have never thought of doing. But with that being said, I am going to head on out. I have some errands to run, and I will see you guys in my next video. Fall to you like a bandit, bought my crib and a brand new